Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to do these beautiful over the edge of the page slides. So I've used some Tim Holtz photos in this, but you can put butterflies, leaves, anything, flowers, anything you want in them. So I'm going to show you how to make it today and to get these holes even if you don't have the punch that I'm using. This one here was a scrap that I cut off, so I've also made it into an ephemera that can go in a pocket or a tuck. We can put an eyelet in it and have it as a dangle. Alright, so let's get started. I've pre-cut a few things just to make the video not as long because there is a fair bit of work in there. But basically it's 5 inches across here, and then we score it at 2.5 inches and it folds over, so that creates the fold that goes over the page. And then I've got this punch that I've only just recently purchased it off Temu, and it was only, from memory, about $8, and it's a little edge punch. I've done the folded one already, and now I'm going to do the other side. So we'll end up with a double punch down the middle, and you have to punch it while it's folded, and then one down each side. Now, if you don't have this punch, then I'll show you just on a scrap piece of cardstock that you can use your, you would probably best to measure it out with a pencil dot or a pen dot, and then you just use your crocodile. You would set your margin at where you wanted the holes, so to the edge, so you get the same width every time, and then you would just punch like that. If you don't have a crocodile, then a hole punch, and you'll get the same effect as this punch that I'm using. But I wanted this one just to work with my scraps on some decorative pieces to make clusters with. And then same as any border punch, you just marry it up with the hole so you're getting even all the way down, pushing it right in to the edge of the punch. Sorry about the noise on that. It's hard to punch when you're not over the edge, and don't worry, that's a little bit out of line there, but I'm not too worried. You won't see it once you do all your stamping. And you know, we're junk journalists too, so we don't strive for perfection. Okay, and there we've got it either side. So measure across there because we want to cut some, I've used acetate, but you can use any type of clear film on that, and we want it to go just inside both of the holes. Now I'm going to take another strip just off that. So that's going to form our windows. So I just want to take another slither off that because it wasn't that straight. And the width of that measures roughly about 1 3/4, because bear in mind that was 5 across there. We scored it at 2.5, so the width of that is 2.5 inches. And then if we go 1 3/4, you can see that it fits inside the circle. If you have, when I made the first one, if you have a bit go outside, you can get your crocodile or your hole punch and just re-punch it through. Okay, so put them off to the side, and I've done the same with the scrap. I've actually cut the window out of that. One of your scrap pieces of acetate for that as well. Now to get the holes in there, I've used a punch that I've got. It's a label punch. It's an old Stampin' Up one. But you can cut that with a sharp knife. You could use circle punches, whatever you've got. If you don't want to punch a hole in it, then you could glue the pictures straight on there, put perhaps a little border around them or some extra stamping. But I'm using the label punch today, and I'm going to stamp each side differently, and I'm going to put three windows in each panel. One, I'm going to make these ones a little, oh no, I won't, I'll go, I've gone a little bit close to the edge there, but that's okay because I'm going to do the others the same so it looks uniform, as you can see. And then over this side it won't matter because it will be on the other side of the page, so on the back of the page. You could also use these as little specimens. I sort of tossed up whether to use the photos or whether to go with bugs. Keep the pieces that you've punched out too, because we're going to be doing some stamping, so we want to use them later on so we're not stamping over our acetate. Now I'm going to give them a quick ink, and I'm inking with, first of all, with walnut stain, just to distress it and age it a little bit. This week also I'm going to be kicking off the 100-day challenge, so I'm going to have a go at doing that, but I'm not going to be doing videos every day. I'll do a couple a week, so we'll just count down the 100 that way. My husband's going in for more surgery, and between that and work, I won't be able to do a video every day to do the 100-day challenge, but I'll definitely do 100 days, which will be 100 videos. And I'm just inking around the punched out area as well. I'll do this scrap while I'm at it. So if you've got scraps of cardstock like this is a great little project to even use up your scraps that way. Okay, so we've inked both sides. Now we want to get some photos for that. So I've used some various photos. I cut some big ones up like that and put them in there. Even ones like this I cut up, you can put that in there. I was thinking though of using some of the portrait ones, perhaps. I'm just not sure if they will fit inside my windows, but let's have a look. Oh yeah, no, I can do that. So I might use some of these ones up. I'll just pick a few out. So we need 6 all up. There's 1. 2. We'll do that couple. And you just want to make sure that their faces fit in there. 3. 4, 5. I'm going for the smiley ones. 6. And then we just cut them down. So you can see that they're too wide. They will go over our border there. So let's just cut the sides down first of all. And just eyeballing the first one, and then we can sort of use it as a bit of a measure for the next one. And of course you can use your own photos in this project. So if you've got some old family photos or even photos of the kids that you want to have some fun, you might want to put it in a photo album, a journal. Great way to use up some of these portrait photos too, have a little bit of fun with it. Okay, so we've got the widths of them. Now we're just going to have a look at the lengths, because we don't want to overlap into the next window either. And once again, just eyeballing it for the first one, and then you can pretty well much cut the others off very similar. So I'll be using various stamp sets today. Field Notes, which is one of my favorites. The new Creative Expressions passport stamps. I've been playing around with those, absolutely love them. It's got a few signatures on it and things like that. I haven't done the ID cards yet. That might be one of my 100-day videos that I do. So I haven't had, I know a lot of people are doing them, but I haven't had a go at that yet. Wouldn't mind having a go. And maybe some little passports. It's another great way to use up these portrait cards as well. Or like I said, print out some of your own and do it that way. So I'm going to glue these in. Sorry, I'm going to glue the acetate in first. My apologies. So just a bit of glue sort of around the frame, just so the acetate adheres around the frame, as well as the cardstock as well. You can go up the sides a little bit as well. Like I said, this one I've punched a little bit close to one edge, so I sort of can't put a lot of glue up there. Just going to give it a quick wipe and glue that down like that, keeping it over off my whole border there. But if you do, because sometimes it's a bit hard to line up, if you do, like I said, you just get the hole punch and re-punch the hole. But that's pretty good. So that acetate measured 1 3/4. And depending on the length, I didn't tell you about the length of this or the height. Depending on what size journal that you want to work on. I'm working on an A5 journal, so I've made the height accordingly. But you can make them shorter or longer. You just space your panels out as to what length that you want to do that. All right, so we're going to now put our photos in. And you just decide where you want to put your photos. And I just put a bit of glue at the top, just right on the edge, because we don't know where we're going to adjust it with our window. And once again, you don't want it coming out over your hole. And you can sort of space out your there we go. So I've sort of mixed it with the colours a little bit there too, just to sort of mix it up a little bit so I don't have all the black and white on one side. This one's pretty close to the edge, so I won't put too much glue on that side of it. And it's easier to put your photo down and then put your window over the top. If you try and do it holding both, then you end up getting glue on your window. And then you've got to wipe it off, you've got to reposition the photo. It makes it a little bit harder to do. You can make these wider if you want. So if you've got a bigger punch, a bigger label punch that you want to use, or if you're using a circle, or if you've got a certain size photos that you want to use, then you can punch these or cut these out any way that you want to. If you've got the basis of an idea like this, then you can adapt it to whatever you want to do it with. So a lot of people don't like working with photos, then put a butterfly in there, or a flower, a bug, a leaf, a stamp. She's such a joyous little girl, that one. Love it. Big smile. And our scrap piece that we're working with, we'll just glue the acetate on. So these will reinforce the edge of a page. They're really good that way. You can use them as a tuck and only glue the top and the bottom. We're also going to put a bit of masking tape over the edge. So I had a bit of glue come out on that, so I've just wiped that. Now we'll put our last photo down. So I run a bit of masking tape. You can use washi tape, whatever you've got, over the back of them. One, it'll keep them pressed down. And if you're going to use it as a pocket, then nothing will catch on it. And that's our spare one. And I left this, you can cut that off obviously, but I've left that until I finish stamping to know how big I want it. And I want it a little bit different to my other one. I did cut that one off. So, you know, we can put labels and everything on the bottom of that one. Okay, so I'm just going to run some masking tape down the backs of these. So you can see the acetate, then the photo, and then we're just going to run some masking tape over it. So this one is just wide enough to not go out over the holes. Like I said, you can use washi tape. And then a strip down each one of these. Just press it down with your finger or get your bone folder just to make sure that it adheres down. And then we just want to cut the end off. You can also do these with patterned paper if you wanted to and didn't want to do the next step, which is all of the stamping, but I actually like collaging with stamps. Okay, so remember I said keep the pieces that we punched out, and we want to put them down just to cover our window. So we're not sticking them down or anything, we're just sitting them on top. I've already pre-stamped over some of these in the previous one. If you cut them out, you would have the pieces left over. If you punched them out with a circle punch, you would have them left over as well. And then the next step's up to you as to what stamps you want to use. You don't have to have the sets that I'm using, but the first one I use is a script background stamp. And this one is a Stampers Anonymous one, so it's a script one. And I haven't put it on a block because I just want to sort of do part stamping with it, as you can see. Okay, lovely. You could do more if you wanted to, but I think that's enough because we're putting other stamps on there as well. Now I'm grabbing the Field Notes stamp set. I won't hold that under there too long because it's got a bit of a shine on it. And then if you've got some different colors, I'm using archival inks today, so I've got the black one here and I'm putting a number on it, and you can stamp these wherever you want. And just a couple on each. Remembering we're going to fold it in half so you won't see this side with that side, so you could do the exact both sides if you wanted to. I'm going to put them away as I talk. got this filed, so it's a sort of an open letter. I'll do it with Night Sky, which is like a denim-y blue. It's quite pretty, really. And you can turn it around, do it at different angles. And this is the specimen stamp. I really love this one. So I like the word specimen. So we try and get that word in somewhere. The rest of it sort of doesn't matter too much. So I want that one up the top there. And then maybe just off the bottom. And I'm thinking I'll get a bit of card here and just mask that there and stamp it up the side there just to get the word. So you can see, so when I pull that away, I haven't stamped over the side there. And then I'm going to use the acetate stamp set. So we've got tag number stamp, which I really like, and I'm going to do that in red. So red geranium is the colour I'm using here. Take the lid off it. And then just pick a place that it will stand out a bit. Being red, you want to feature it because we're not going to put too much red on this one, but you want to feature it a little bit. Then I'm going to get some smaller stamps in a minute, out of the same set though. But before I do that, I've got this darkroom door set. It's called Global Postmarks. It's a really, really good one. Now I do have this one in my store, Shaz Art Crafts, and I'll put the link down the bottom. But Darkroom Door's an Australian company, but they do sell, and I do ship worldwide as well. They're absolutely brilliant. I've got a lot of their stamps. I just love them. And then just adding some postal marks on there, purely because I like the look of them. I'm going to, actually I can stamp one across there because like I said, it doesn't matter because you're not going to see that when you fold it over. You'll just get that half and then you'll just get that half with it. Put the red away, put that one away, and we'll get another couple. Now I used Claim Check stamp previously. I'm just looking for it because it's a really pretty little one. And I did it in blue. I haven't really been stamping that one now. I might just backtrack with the red, because only because we used it once, we wanna definitely feature it on there. And this one's going to lend itself to having a label on it, which is really good. And this one I might do in the blue as well. So we just sort of look for a bit of a space. because we're using a different color, you can go over other stamps and it will still shine through, so don't be afraid to do that. And if you, before you put it on your project, if you've got a scrap that you sort of do similar stamps, stamp it on that way and have a look at to see if you like it or not. Is also another good way to work out your positioning of things. So I've just got this number 52410, so it's usually a good one to put up the side of something. I'm just going to stamp it in black. And then we've got one out of the passport set called Identity Card. I'm going to stamp that in peat moss, which is a green. So just look for a space that you can put it. You might have run out of room. Just to get a bit of green on each one. This one over here, I can definitely put it up the top. Lovely. All right, so that's our stamping. So we can take these off. Look how good that looks. So previously, as you know, I stamped in walnut stain. I'm just now going to go around the edge in scorched timber, so it'll just give it a bit of a darker color, just to define that edge a little bit more. And I'm not coming in as far as I did with the walnut stain. So the walnut stain I sort of, you know, inked that way. This one I'm just doing the edge. Just to give it a little bit more definition. Okay, so now this one, let's have a look for a label for that one and put on there, and then we can have a look at both of them. So we've got to be careful not to go too wide, because we don't want to lose that beautiful I do like that one, so I might ink that one up and put, and you know, you could make a little cluster there of a couple of tags. I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with just the one, and I'm going to use walnut stain to ink this, and then I'll glue it down. So as you can see, label just gives it another effect again. And we'll glue him down. Make sure it's straight or straightish. But there we go, guys. So film strip page fold overs. You know, you can put that on. Let me grab a piece of coffee dye paper. So you've got your page in your journal. So you can go over the top like that, or you can go this way and go like that. You can turn it into a tuck by gluing the two top, so then you will be able to tuck something in there as well. So it can form two purposes. I would do that. I would just glue it top and bottom, and then have it as a tuck as well as protecting the edge of your page, because when you're using, you know, coffee dyed paper, we'd be using one piece. It reinforces the edge of your page like that, and why not have it as a tuck as well? You could even put this one down here and have it as another pocket like that. You could have it a couple of pages in on your journal. You could have it on the front of your journal, but don't waste your scraps while you got your stamps out. You may as well you know, do some spares while you're at it, and see what you come up with, guys. But thanks so much for your time today. I hope you got some inspiration or some ideas out of that. Definitely a great way to use up your scraps if you've got scrap strips. You don't have to do it as a fold over. If you've only got a, you know, this one wasn't wide enough to do the double, but I can certainly cut this scrap down and just do a single one like that. And why not still have it as a page tuck? Stick it to your journal, top and bottom. You could have it as a belly band, so stick it in the middle there and have it as a belly band like that. So lots of ideas with that. But thanks, guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.